I am, of course, here representing the Big Bear Valley Astronomical Society. My day job is over at the Solar Observatory here.
Oh, wow. Now, how long have you done that?
I've been here for about 2.5 years, so we're somewhat new to the area, still learning our way around.
And who's the lovely lady?
Hi, I'm Teresa Bifford-Climate, and I'm also representing the Big Bear Valley Astronomical Society, and I worked in astronomy in Tucson for about 24 years, I believe.
Wow. And then you came here to Big Bear. How did that happen?
Well, unfortunately, with the recent crash of the economy, I lost my grant money, and there just seemed to be no positions available in Tucson, and something here opened up that was pretty much ideal for Claude. I'll let him.
Without Teresa working, I was able to entertain a position here at the Solar Observatory here, which just seemed an ideal fit for me after spending 26 years at the National Solar Observatory. So we made the move from the desert to the mountains here, and so far I've just been loving the community. Great people, and can't ask for a more scenic surrounding for an observatory.
So many people really want to come in and look at it. I mean, we had a wonderful week ago where you guys brought some people in, but people are asking, is there a way for the kids can go to it, or how do you do that?
Well, you were on that tour we did last weekend. As you saw, it's really cramped inside,
Yes.
and we are still trying to commission that new telescope over there. So it is really not set up in a visitor-friendly manner. We have lots of low-hanging areas that are not well conducive to visitors, so we've had to curtail completely opening it up to the public. We're trying to do a little bit more for the public over there. As a matter of fact, the upcoming Starlight Festival, which I hope that we can say a few words about.
Yes, please do.
This coming Memorial Day, there will be a large festival in the downtown village area, opened up to the entire public to come down. It will have displays, booths, lectures, all about astronomy, science, etc. As part of that, the Big Bear Solar Observatory will also be doing tours during that weekend. But that, normally we have such a small staff, we can't just spend all our time doing tours.
You're busy when you're in there, aren't you?
It's a full-time job, definitely.
Yeah, you run all the time, right, don't you?
We're running 7 days per week. It's a solar observatory, so we don't work at night.
Woo! But it was so incredible. I mean, I didn't understand half of what you said, probably very little, but it was just so much information. And how do we get this out to our kids?
Well, we are partnering with the Big Bear Middle School and bringing them out from time to time. They've had a few tours, and also the Amateur Society, which we're representing today, the Big Bear Valley Astronomical Society, will also be doing outreach for the middle school kids on May 5th. We will be setting up telescopes to do a stargazing night at the middle school for the kids and their parents.
Oh, see, that's great. Because it seems like the kids are not getting this information. They're not doing these things anymore. You know, when they were shooting them up in the air as kids, we got a lot of information, but I don't see that happening with our kids.
Well, that's one of the things that the club is very excited to start doing, is partnering with the schools and getting some of that information out there. Before the stargazing night, I'm going to be going over there and giving the kids a short lecture about the type of objects that they'll be seeing and star party etiquette.
How is etiquette? Very important, isn't it? Now, who's this gentleman beside you?
My name is Bill Hornaday, and I'm retired from Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena, where I worked with spacecraft. And, Big Bear is a very unique place because, we have lakes. We have our lakes up here, and we have quite good weather. Sometimes we have snow. And but the one thing that we have that is really priceless is the fact that you can go outside at night and see the Milky Way.
Yes.
This is becoming a rarer thing as urban sprawl occurs and light pollution becomes a real problem. But I have to say that I have an observatory that I built with a couple of partners out in Pilgrim Lake. And years ago, I used to have students from Saddleback College and Santa Ana College bring their students out for a field trip. And I have to say that when kids are allowed to experience the sky, they absolutely love it. It's like the highlight of their semester.
Yes.
And we and myself in particular want to do more of that because personally I enjoyed it, kids enjoyed it, and it's just a great thing.
Yes, it is. It's like being out at night always is beautiful. And I know that we have friends that have come up and they're like, holy moly, you can see stars. I mean, it's like a whole new world for people. And I'll bet there's people today that maybe worked with you also. Now, you didn't give us a name.
Oh, I'll do it one day.
And you have, beside you,
Oh, little coyote.
little coyote. Do you have some words for us today?
Well, I originated this astronomy club back in 1989, and we've gone down an interesting road to where we are now. And Big Bear back then was a good area for astronomy because it had very, very dark skies. And now, things are changing a little bit, and we hope to try to preserve that legacy that we had back then.
Now, who can be part of your group?
Anyone.
What if I don't know anything?
Doesn't really matter. You'll learn something.
I learned a lot the other day, but as I walked out, I was like, woo, I don't know how this all works, but it's beautiful. And we do need to have that with our kids. They need to see this. And the big people, too.
People have the mistaken idea that astronomy is a complex and complicated science that only a few people can delve into, and it simply is not the case. Anybody can pick up the fundamentals of astronomy, and it becomes more of a hobby than a science.
We're actually very proud within the organization we have now that we are trying to be very, very inclusive. We have people literally who are absolute ranked beginners.
Oh, you brought me in. I didn't understand anything you said. We got in the car and we're like,
Then I
what
failed.
did they say? No, what we found was that you love this and you understand it, and that's going to help us to understand it. That's the good thing.
Well, as I say, from ranked beginners all the way up to PhD astronomers within our little organization here. We're very proud of that. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible. And, we get excited about this topic. And seeing the excitement reflected back in others that we talk to reinforces and reminds us what started us in the first place. Astronomy has often been referred to as a gateway science. You find the excitement in that, and who knows what direction that will actually end up driving you.
Did that happen to you?
Oh, absolutely. But I got stuck and stayed in astronomy.
Well, I don't think you're stuck. It's wonderful.
We met in college, and we both were a different major. We took an astronomy class together, and that was that.
Did you fall in love, or did you fall in love to astronomy? Which one?
Both.
What a great thing.
And I was going to say, we're talking about the club and ranked beginners. Paul, sitting in the corner there, is one of the finest observers that I've seen. He can find things amazingly. And all of us at our star parties, if you come to one of our star parties, we would be more than happy to show you if you have a telescope and you don't know how to use it, we can get you up and running with it. Our next star party is March 29th, and we tend to, in the colder months, we tend to go down the mountain where it's warmer so that we can stay up without freezing to death.
Now, you have a whole list of stuff. Now, first of all, how can we be part of you? Do we call you? How do we do that?
We have several ways that you can contact us. JPL has a website that is somewhat a umbrella organization for amateur astronomy organizations across the country. You can go to, it's called Night Sky Network. You can look that up. And if you go there, just look for Big Bear Valley Astronomical Society. We also have our own webpage that has contact information and a calendar of events that we're doing. Look for bearvalleyastronomers.org. And we've just started a Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, just look up Big Bear Valley Astronomical Society, and you should find us without a problem.
Good deal. And then tell me, you have things happening, not just one this month.
Yeah, we do have meetings, general meetings, once a month. The next meeting is on April 10th at 6 p.m. Location to be determined. We will get that posted on one of our pages before then. We're planning to do a star party for the public in the village. We jokingly call it urban assault astronomy. That's where we take telescopes at the corner of Pine Knot and Village Avenue, right there in the bright lights, and we show the moon and planets and whatever we can see to anyone who walks by. And we typically get 70 or 80 people who stop and look through our telescopes.
When does that a timing that you do that? Like, is it on Friday the 2nd or?
The next one is Friday, April 4th. We tend to do it when there's a first quarter moon because the moon is so dazzling, and it's amazing how many people have never seen the moon, and it's a lot of fun because you have people coming up to the telescope. Sometimes they don't want to come up to the telescope, and you're encouraging them to say, come on, you've got to see this. And they're like, oh, I got to hurry. And you finally get them to look in the telescope, and their immediate reaction is always, oh, wow, I had no idea. So it's very gratifying to do that.
Great deal. Yeah, my granddaughter saw that and drugged the family over there. She said, you got to see this. I don't know who these people are, but it was great. So, again, I'm not sure of our timing here, but give us again a date or a time where we can see you as a member, or they can also, you have it on a monthly basis, right?
Yeah, our next meeting will be on April 10th, 6 p.m. We've been meeting in the Denny's meeting room, but they're still going through some remodeling there. We're not sure if they're going to be reopened or not yet for our next meeting. So we'll have to post that online when we find out.
And then give us that, what your online is.
Again, the web page where that would be posted will be, just look for bearvalleyastronomers.org.
Thank you so much for coming today. This is it's a great thing for big kids and little kids. I always say kids of all ages, But thank you, all four of you, for coming in. And before you say goodbye, say your name again for everybody.
Again, I'm Claude Plymate. Thanks so much for having us.
And I'm Teresa Bippert Plymate.
Bill Hornaday. Enjoyed this thoroughly.
All little coyotes.
Thank you, all four of you, for coming in today. This has been Cat at the Bear.